The neon lights of Echelon Station burned against the endless black, a city of metal orbiting the barren world of Vera. Its corridors echoed with the sounds of merchants bargaining, smugglers whispering deals, and the forgotten scraping for survival. Among those forgotten was a little alien girl. She was small, thin to the bone, her pale lavender skin covered with soot. Her clothes were rags stitched together from discarded cargo wrappings. To most, she was nothing more than another street orphan, one of the countless abandoned children of the war. Her name, whispered only to herself, was Kaylin. But on the station, names rarely mattered. Every night, she scavenged through refuse bins outside the mess halls, hoping to find scraps of bread or half-eaten nutrient packs. The guards shoved her away when they noticed her, but Kaylin had learned to move quickly, her eyes darting for danger like a hunted animal. It was during one of those nights, while pulling moldy bread crusts from a trash chute, that someone saw her. Not a fellow scavenger, not a guard, but a human. Middle. Commander Elias Ward of the Terran Diplomatic Corps wasn't supposed to be in that part of the station. His quarters were in the upper levels, reserved for officials and merchants. But Elias often walked the lower decks when his duties ended, observing life as it truly was. He had fought in the Varen Wars years ago and carried with him an instinctive dislike for the injustice he saw, how the powerful grew fatter, while children starved. That night, he stopped when he saw her. Kaylin crouched by the refuse bin, clutching a piece of hardened bread like it was treasure. Her golden eyes caught the flicker of light as Elias approached. For an instant, she froze, ready to bolt. But Elias didn't yell. He didn't chase her. Instead, he crouched down, his voice low. "You'll make yourself sick eating that." Her gaze narrowed. Better sick than starved. The sharpness of her reply startled him. She couldn't have been more than 7 cycles old, yet she spoke with the bitterness of someone who had seen far too much. Elias reached into his coat and pulled out a wrapped ration bar. "Here," he said, tossing it lightly toward her. "Clean food." Kaylin hesitated, then snatched it up, tearing the wrapper open with trembling fingers. She devoured the bar in seconds, as though afraid someone would take it away. Elias watched silently, then asked, "Where's your family?" Her chewing slowed. She looked down at the floor. "Don't have one." That answer struck something deep in him. He had lost family, too. He knew the weight of being unwanted. Over the next few days, Elias began noticing her more often. Always near the trash chutes, always digging for scraps. He started leaving ration packs where she scavenged, pretending not to notice her snatching them away. Slowly, the girl began to trust him, if only a little. But one night, when she fell asleep near a vent, Elias saw something that changed everything. Her tattered shirt had slipped down, exposing a mark on her shoulder. A crest. Not ink. Not a tattoo. But a birthmark shaped like a rising dragon, curling upward in flame. Elias froze. He had seen that mark before. Years ago, in the war, he had met the Queen of Vera, a formidable ruler who vanished after her throne world was destroyed. She bore the same sigil, a dragon of flame. Rumors said her bloodline had been extinguished, her heirs slaughtered. Yet here it was, carved into the skin of a starving little girl. Elias knew then, this was no ordinary orphan. She was the lost daughter of the Varen Queen. At first he thought it impossible. Surely, if the Queen's daughter lived, her people would have found her. But when he investigated records, he discovered the chaos after the war had scattered thousands of children. Smugglers had trafficked many across the galaxy. Most were never traced. Elias realized Kaylin had been discarded, hidden to erase her existence. If word spread, assassins or political rivals might finish what war had begun. But he couldn't let that happen. Over the next weeks, Elias kept Kaelin close. He bought her real clothes, ensured she had food, and slowly coaxed her into speaking more about her past. Bits and fragments emerged, a memory of her mother's voice singing, a flash of soldiers tearing her away, the endless dark of cargo holds. The more Elias listened, the more certain he became. Kaelin was heir to something greater than she could imagine. Yet protecting her meant danger. Already, whispers spread that Elias Ward, a human, was sheltering an alien child. Some called her a parasite, others an illegal. The tension between humans and Varens on the station was high. Too many scars from the war remained. One evening, as Elias prepared food in his quarters, Kaelin asked the question he dreaded. "Why are you helping me?" He looked at her, the ration steam rising between them. "Because you deserve better than scraps. Because you matter." Her golden eyes lingered on him. "Nobody else thinks so." "I do," Elias said firmly. "And one day, you'll see who you really are." The rising conflict. News of a hidden heir spread faster than Elias anticipated. It began with a smuggler he had questioned, who had recognized the mark. Then came the bounty hunters, circling like vultures. For them, the capture of the queen's daughter meant riches or power. Elias knew time was running out. He contacted old allies in the Terran Corps, seeking passage off the station. But bureaucracy was slow, and enemies were fast. One night, assassins struck. Elias and Kaelin returned to his quarters to find the door blown open, the walls scorched by plasma fire. Inside, two mercenaries waited, weapons raised. "Step aside, human," one hissed. "The girl belongs to us." Kaelin froze in terror, clutching Elias's arm. But Elias was a soldier once. His reflexes kicked in. In a blur, he drew his pulse sidearm and fired, dropping one merc instantly. The other lunged, blades sparking, but Elias shoved Kaelin aside and engaged. The fight was brutal, close, bloody. Elias took a slash to the arm but managed to disarm the attacker, finishing him with a shot to the chest. When it was over, Kaelin was trembling, eyes wide. "They'll keep coming," Elias told her grimly. "As long as they know who you are, you'll never be safe here." Tears welled in her eyes. "Then why don't you let me go? I'm just trouble for you." He knelt, gripping her shoulders. "Kaelin, listen to me. You are not trouble. You are someone the galaxy tried to erase. But I won't let them. You're the daughter of a queen. And I swore I'd protect you." Ending. Safe at last, Elias introduced her to the Varen loyalists. They bowed upon seeing the dragon mark, calling her Princess Kaelin of the Flame. At first, Kaelin resisted the title. She still felt like the girl who dug through trash for bread. But Elias reminded her, "You survived what no one else could. That's what makes you worthy, not the crown, but your strength." Over the years, Kaelin grew into her heritage. Trained in diplomacy, combat, and the ancient arts of her people, she began to understand the destiny that had been denied to her. But she never forgot the human who first gave her food, who shielded her when the galaxy turned against her. When she stood before her people years later, flames rising at her command, her first decree as heir was simple: to honor those who are cast aside. Because once I was one of them. And in the crowd, Commander Elias Ward watched with quiet pride.